Inside of this box is the #1 lens that I would recommend to any beginner just starting out. Now, to make things more interesting, I'm going to lock this box with a 4-digit padlock. The code to unlock it and reveal what's inside, it's a clue as to what the lens is. I've broken this video down into the 4 most compelling reasons why you should buy this lens first if you're thinking of learning photography. And after I explain each of the 4 reasons, I will reveal one of the 4 digits needed to unlock this box. Follow along and see if you can figure it out before the great reveal. Now, let's not waste any more time and get right to it. Reason #1 is the great performance. This lens will help you create amazing images from the moment you start using it. It's basically like having a superpower, a really superpower. But this means that it's very difficult to get a bad photo with this lens. Fun fact, the images that this lens produces have a very similar perspective to what our eyes see. Now, although our eyes have a very wide field of view, if you were to make a frame like this with your fingers, about half a foot from your eye, something like that, you would get a pretty good idea as to what this lens would see. For beginners, this makes this lens very intuitive to use. What's more, it means that your subject will look natural and true to life. We've all seen how distorted a wide-angle lens can make you look.
Magnificent! And I can't see!
But with this lens, everything looks just how it should. It doesn't stop there though. This lens is also excellent in low light, which can help you get better images whilst you learn how to light your subjects properly. And it's very handy at house parties and romantic candlelit dinners. 2 things that I've never experienced. This lens gives you beautiful blurry backgrounds, which will automatically make your images look better by isolating your subject.
Whoa!
Now, where's that box? Our first number is 5. The second most important reason why you should absolutely buy this lens if you're just starting out is that it will quickly help you improve your compositions. This lens is tight enough that it makes you have to think about what you're putting in the frame, whilst still being wide enough for it to be versatile in most situations. It helps you cut out the clutter and means that you don't need to get too close to your subject, which is very handy if you're a little bit shy. This lens is perfect for portraits, products, pets, and even street photography, and will give you excellent results. However, it's not great for selfies, but you should probably just use your phone for that. This lens is what's called a prime lens. It doesn't zoom in or out, so you have to use your legs instead. But in return, you get incredible image quality and great low light performance. For beginners, this is ideal because it makes you think more about your composition without relying on zoom. Alright, time for our next number, which is 0. Very exciting. I'm a bit of an overthinker, and this video is no exception. I thought very long and hard about this and have considered all of the possible factors. I wouldn't want to recommend a lens that you would quickly outgrow and have collecting dust the moment you learn a thing or two about photography. No, I've planned my recommendation so that it stays with you as a valued tool in your arsenal as you develop as a photographer. Well, there are literally hundreds of lenses out there to choose from. As you progress and start getting paid for your work, there are only 2 other lenses that I would recommend, which, along with today's lens, make up what I would consider the trifecta for nearly any photographer. I'll be revealing those in an upcoming video, so make sure you're subscribed if you would like to see that. But for now, let's keep it simple. This lens is just as nifty when you're starting out as it is when you start getting paid work. It's plenty sharp, plenty fast, and plenty useful. Now for the next number, it is 1. Alright, reason number 4 is affordability. This lens is very affordable, like proper cheap. But that doesn't mean it's bad quality, no. Because of physics, this lens design happens to be very easy to produce. Coupled with its great characteristics and increased demand, companies have been able to ramp up production and reduce costs even further, meaning that you can buy one of these brand new for just over £100. Now, I would actually recommend that you buy all of your photography equipment used from a reputable source like MPB. You still get the warranty and it's much cheaper. On there, you can get this lens for as little as £60 or so. I actually paid £65 for mine. This lens also comes in several variations. You can buy even sharper and fully professional versions costing up to £1,000 new. Now, those lenses are good enough for worldwide campaigns, so don't feel like you need to get them. In reality, by the time you get to that level, you would just rent one of those for the day. Now, for a big reveal, our 4-digit code is 5018. Remember that I said that the code would be a clue as to what the lens is? Well, the lens that I would recommend to any beginner just starting out is the 50mm f1.8. And here it is, the nifty 50. This lens is an absolute classic, worthy of a spot in anyone's lens lineup. You simply can't get better value than this. The images that this lens produces are incredible and can surpass the quality of zoom lenses costing 5 times the price. Alright, so I'm literally just walking my dog and I realised that I forgot to make a really important point. So I only recommend the 50mm lens if you have a full frame camera. If you have a crop sensor camera, then I actually recommend the 35mm lens, and the reason is because then you get the same field of view. Now, if you are going to buy the lens, make sure that you buy the full frame version of it, so then it will work on both your crop sensor camera and the full frame camera, so it's a bit more future proofed. Now, if you haven't already bought your first camera, I've just released the video on the perfect camera for beginners, so make sure you check that one out. I've put the link in the description.